everybody? Welcome to podcast. I'm King D, the one and only. I'm here with my brothers. Well, yeah, y'all do your thing, man.
It's your boy DK. I'm the best among the rest because I
That's
never
right.
rest.
Amen.
Yeah, because
Anyway,
he's always busy.
bro.
Hey, and it's your boy D Moore. And last time I counted, I'm still top five. Nothing changed, man. Nothing changed. Wait,
Yeah,
my,
let's
my
give it
hands
up for
are
the
loaded.
newest member. Let's give it up for the newest member.
Yeah, you need a D in your name, so I don't know where you're gonna find a D.
Oh, Caleb.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's it. You gotta make sure that we come up with your own thing, man.
Very true.
Yeah.
How you doing, brother? Thank you very much for accepting our invitation once again, man. How you doing,
but he
bro?
didn't introduce himself, man.
Oh yeah, man. Go ahead and do your thing.
I'm Herbie. Nice to meet you all.
Yeah,
The girls call me
Herbie.
Welcome,
Herbie.
welcome to the squad,
The
Herbie.
girls call you Herbie. Wow.
Yo, did you see the live? That this dude was just getting a lot of students,
Man,
man.
this guy
Ooh,
was
yeah,
sitting there
for real though.
blushing,
I don't
bro.
know what you do, bro.
Oh man,
I'm
This
telling
guy
you.
was
that
just
dude got
blushing.
to do certain things.
Nah, man. It was very
Hey,
interesting. That I know for sure.
let's get into today's topic. All right, so I found this one story that I wanted to share with y'all, and I want to know what y'all think. All
Wait,
right,
but
so
before we go there, how is everybody doing though?
alive and well, man, alive and well.
Yeah, man, I'm
Let's move
good.
on.
I'm good. Just taking one day at a
Alive
time,
and well.
grinding. Yeah, we good.
Yeah. Same here. It was nice seeing you, Caleb, last week. I met Caleb last week at a wedding.
Oh yeah,
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 Nice.
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. I was on a gig and I met my boss there. My boss came there to support. So
No,
yeah, I
no.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Appreciate
Oh,
that. I'm good there, boss. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah,
How was
yeah,
the wedding
Kendi,
at?
take it from in Baltimore actually, I know I'm on the record and I'm still gonna say Baltimore is ghetto. Like yeah, that's this part of Baltimore. I was just walking around there, man. It struck fear in my spirit. I don't think any place has
shout
struck fear in me like that. But hey, it's not because it's ghetto. Honestly, I just think is a developing. There are a lot of like areas. What's the phrase? I've forgotten the word. Gentrification. Yes. Yeah. So it's pretty like very very visible there. Yeah. And I don't think I've ever passed through Baltimore like that before. So that was a new experience. I enjoyed it. Yeah.
well. Glad you survived.
Yeah, I'm alive,
Alive
bro. I'm alive, man.
and well.
I'm alive
Let's
by
get into
God's
today's
grace.
story that I found very interesting, and I want to get your opinion on it. All right, so it goes. My family seemed disappointed I beat my illness, but little nephew confirmed my suspicions. I was diagnosed with cancer about 6 months ago. I don't know what happened, but I was misdiagnosed. Eh. Who's that?
Yeah, who's that?
It wasn't my it wasn't my leg number as the initial diagnosis. Anyway, I'm recovering. I don't know why, but it felt like my mom and sister weren't all glad about me recovering. I didn't make a fuss, but I told my partner about my observation. She told me not to worry and that they were probably still in shock. We were invited to my mom's house last Sunday, and that's when my nephew was a bit angry and blurted out something about him thinking he was gonna be rich soon because I was sick. Hey, bro, foi muito ordinho. What kind of evil is that? They expect you to go like nothing. You know, don't
So he had cancer, and then and then he beat it because it was a misdiagnosed, right?
Mhm.
And the family are happy. They were happy. They
no,
looked happy.
you weren't
Oh, they
happy.
weren't happy.
They weren't
They weren't.
happy that it was a
Yeah, yeah, they weren't happy
misdiagnosis.
about his misdiagnosis. So possibly he's
Mm,
alive now and doing well and kicking, kicking good
Well,
instead of
yeah.
yeah.
kicking raw, kicking bucket.
So she said,
He's,
he's child free, so he doesn't know. He doesn't really know when people start being like this. That it felt like he's still too young for that. Like, so the next explanation is that he's heard the adults around him. I laughed and looked at my family. They pretended that they didn't hear. Only my partner watched me in horror. I asked my nephew why he would think he would get rich when I have my partner. He was confused. I saw my sister turn around at that moment, at that announcement. My partner spent the rest of the evening holding my hand, caressing it. Mom called the day after, said, and she was dancing around the subject, trying to find out more. I never discussed my will with anyone. What I'm always expecting. I've been with my partner for 13 years. She's the love of my life and family. I'm changing my will, excluding my nephews, who I thought would leave. I would leave some for. Is going to charity instead. So basically, with all that situation, he said that he's only gonna leave most of his inheritance to his partner, which makes sense. But anything that he had planned for, planned in giving to the nephew, it's done deal for them. He's just sending it right to charity. What y'all think of this
Wait,
story? Yeah.
was the partner involved in this?
No, the partner was
The
not. The
partner was
partner was
not.
one for
The partner was with
the
him.
partner. Yeah, exactly. The partner was supporting him, and was
Yeah,
very.
but I mean, you can't blame a boy for hoping to get rich, bro. Yeah.
But the thing is crazy though. How are you trying to get rich off your uncle though? Like that's
Yo, if your uncle is Bill Gates,
yeah.
I'm just using Mr. Gates as an example. If your uncle is Bill Gates, and for sure, like 10% of that, 10% of that break is going to be like millions, bro. Like, and you hear like he
Well,
got cancer, you are like, oh, I hope you feel better, but if you don't, it's okay.
well, and then he recovers.
And then he recovers, and then all of a sudden you are like, man, I know I said I hope you feel better, but I wish you did it.
They probably were pissed off. Some of them probably made some credit card decisions in in that heritage. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
that's what I'm
Some
saying. He probably started
Yeah.
planning.
They
listen,
probably
this
still
story,
talking to their friends about like the plans they got.
I
That's
know,
what I'm
making some
saying.
proper.
That's what I'm saying.
This story reminds me of that saying where they go that, and I feel like this is a good one for us to start correcting some things where they go, blood is thicker than water. I think it's one of those phrases that is misunderstood and also taken out of
What are you
a
talking about?
context when they say blood is thicker than
Say
water.
more.
I've heard a lot of people say that a lot.
Yeah, say
You've not
more.
heard that?
Say more. No, say more about it. What do you mean blood is thicker than water is misconstrued? Like, yeah.
So, so here's the thing. That's an incomplete phrase. It goes is thicker. Blood covenant is thicker than water in the womb. Basically, it means that the people that you choose can be more impactful or meaningful to you than the people who you're related to. But instead, to be able to make sure that people can prove a point that family is much more important than anything else, they shorten it down and misrepresented it as blood is thicker than water. So always family comes first.
So when you
And
when you're
that's
saying
why
family, are you saying like blood family excluding the wife?
blood family, blood family.
Yeah. Basically,
Because
bonds that you choose are more significant than bonds with family.
exactly. Because
Uh,
if that was true, because here's the thing, if that was true now, a lot of us in the Ghanaians in the States, would be willing to give a lot of money to people down there to create businesses for us. But no, we all
I don't
know
think that's
that
what
our
it's saying. I feel like that's two different ball
Yeah,
games.
that's a
no,
very
no, no. Hear me
different.
out.
Yeah.
Hear me out.
Yeah.
Hear me out. Because if we believe that blood is thicker than water, that we can trust family with anything and all that now, then we will definitely have a lot of trusting relatives in Ghana to be able to help fund a lot of things for us. But we all know that that kind of thing is not how it's going all that way. Am I telling lies right here? Exactly.
Not
And so
really. Not really. I feel like
So for me,
yeah,
the
what I
blood thing, the blood is thicker
we all
than
know.
water thing. Do you think it has something to do with trust? Because I mean, what if somebody that just doesn't trust their parents? Like their mom or their dad or something. I feel like that still doesn't change the fact that they're still connected to them from a deeper root than.
And that's exactly what I'm saying, that we are not really understanding. Some people believe that because this person's your father, for some reason you are more connected than anything. So it's sort of like you have to have a certain level of trust for them, and that's what I'm saying. You have to break down that mentality.
So if
Listen,
you
they may be the
your
great.
father, you don't have you don't have to have the mentality of that you
No,
connected
not
to him.
no, no. Just because you gave birth to somebody doesn't mean that that person has to owe any sort of loyalty to you.
Okay, okay,
Bro,
You have
okay.
to
Hold on.
bro, what are
Wait.
you saying, bro?
Nah, but if this person gave it to you, this person
am I
has
wrong?
taken care of you, right? So it could be
But
like
that's
this
I
person.
know.
That's
No, no, that's not what he
like
got someone has given birth to you. I didn't say taking care. Do not
okay, okay.
misunderstand
But
what
I'm
I
just saying,
said
someone
because
gave birth to you, and then the person gave you up. In that case,
yeah, that's different.
in
If
that case,
someone
I
gives
don't
birth
think
to you
you.
and they take
In
you
that
up,
But
case,
you
you just
only
have that
remember
respect for that person as your mom. But I don't know
no,
if
that's
you.
Man,
that's like your opinion,
wow.
brother.
You said
I
what?
don't know why. I don't know why a family will be happy that someone is not dying and is actually like living. It doesn't make sense.
It's a very
Hey,
interesting.
the
Because you're gonna make
emphasis is on
money.
that they were gonna get
They're
their
like
will.
keep you living.
The will was big. The person's will was big. So you're a bit excited about that, but what you're saying is crazy because let me tell you, whether you like it or not, especially when it comes to something like a father, there is only one person that you probably most likely share a close DNA with, or two people. It's your parents. I mean, if you lower it down more, your parents and your siblings, like you share
Hmm.
similar, like literally. I'm talking about your DNA is similar
Right.
structures.
I call cap with all of that because that's listen.
No,
We
but
getting
Wait,
biological with
don't
it.
they?
I'm
I
not.
mean, I'm not there by whatever they call it. I'm just
Because
asking
listen. If that's the case, then how come you feel more connected to your woman that you really feel more connected to your father and mother?
because
How come when you
because the
some of your
woman. That's why
uh
biblically there is a separation. It says that you separate yourself. The woman, you are choosing a connection. One, and the two is that you are entering the woman to form another pact.
you
One.
basically explain you
No, no,
supporting my
no.
stuff with that
No,
wait,
theory.
I'm
wait,
not.
wait.
I'm
Wow.
not disapproving both
So
theories. You are saying that the fact that somebody gave birth to you doesn't mean that, and I'm saying that
Uh-huh.
the woman thing is important as well as the man's thing. I'm not saying one is like one doesn't mean that anything. I'm just saying that all of them are like top tier. Like none of it should even be brought down any way or in any shape or form.
I disagree.
wait.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
wait.
Go
B,
ahead.
what are you saying again? Can you say what you said again?
I said the statement
Mm-hmm.
blood is thicker than water.
Mm-hmm.
It's one that's taken out of context for people to be able to say that family, blood relatives
Mm-hmm.
are always more important, that you have to trust them much more than anybody else. But the false phrase goes that blood covenant is much thicker than water in the womb, meaning that the people that you choose, the people that you choose, that you invite into your life
Mm-hmm.
are much more beneficial and more important to you than necessarily your blood relatives. Now, this works in certain contexts. Not every with me, I have a great family. I trust them much more than I'll trust anybody I bring in. This works out for anybody outside who doesn't have like this man's situation here. This phrase that blood covenant is much thicker than water in the womb works well for this story right here because the person who had his back all that time was his woman who is not blood relative to him.
Right.
That's his wife.
Mm-hmm.
The people he was closely related to, that was the mom and the sister, no, were looking for his downfall.
Right.
We're gonna so that in that context, no, this phrase no works well for someone like that. With me, it
Mm-hmm.
does not because that one doesn't work. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying that just because someone gave birth to you does not necessarily mean that you owe them any form of loyalty. But if they took care of you and they're always hoping for your success and always pushing you to win, that's where you start owing them loyalty. That's what I think. But
That's what
just
I'm
because you
saying
gave
too.
birth to them does not necessarily mean there are some people, women who give birth, but they are not mothers. There are some mothers who never give birth, but they can still
That's
take
tough.
care of someone who's not related to them, and those people we cherish as mothers.
Mm-hmm.
So what are y'all talking about?
Yeah,
Dima, what are you talking
yeah,
about?
yeah. I see what you're saying, and I agree. Right, I agree with what you're saying. But then also, you also have to think about it. The way I see it also is that like there's a period in your life where it's like your your closeness to your mom is very
Yeah,
important. Like your loyalty
Absolutely.
to your mom is very important. But once marriage comes in, right, your loyalty is coming is with you and your wife, right, and then your
Yeah,
mom,
that's true. That's true.
and then your other people, But then
That's true.
also it could be a situation where, and it could be the wife that was praying for the downfall of this man, the wife that will be the one celebrating that this man got
Yeah,
cancer.
yeah. So like
It could- that could
that
But it
also
was working.
what you
that
do.
could
But that was not the story.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
not twist that story.
But let's make it more interesting, because that could also be. So in this case, the person that you chose
Bro,
that you want to do life with is the person that
Uh-huh.
wants your downfall, right?
It
bro,
could
And then
also be.
your
Project
blood
We'll
people
find
could
out
be having your back.
this story.
Project
We'll find out
Hakimi. Project Hakimi.
Exactly.
You are the one who was praising Project Hakimi. Project Hakimi goes, you know, mom
Listen.
before the wifey.
Oh, see, I think we lost him.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
lost Herbie.
You-
You think he'll join us?
Project
He'll join
Hakimi
us
goes
again.
like that. Like, so are you saying that you're going to tell me, look to my face and tell me that, okay, well, when it comes to his situation, this one is better than, like, I guess blood, I guess, what was it? The water is more thicker than the blood. Like, hey, either
Uh,
way,
Other.
either way,
Every,
either way,
every
I just think like, especially when it comes to parent, like family and those stuff, I feel like
Mhm.
family, you choose you kind of, let me say it this way, you kind of choose to hold family as the bond as you are speaking of. You choose to hold family because, but the foundation of who they are is there. Like the foundation is there, and that
Yeah,
foundation should reverence something. Like it
of
should bring
course.
up, yeah, it should reverence something. We can't just say that, okay, because, you know, let me say, like, for example, I know like fathers who didn't take care of their kids and all that. I
mhm,
This is just me. I just feel like if you're a kid, no matter what, he's still your father. Well, whether you like it or not, if it was never his sperm swimming faster than any other sperm, you probably wouldn't have been in this world in the
Nah,
first place.
I,
Caleb, relax
I
though. So,
agree. I
No, I'm
agree.
I'm
but
making a
oh,
point. I'm making a point.
okay.
I'm making a point. So that connection is still there, and at least you should give
Yeah,
it some reverence, and it should mean something. Like, I'm not saying that uphold them to the point where you're going to surrender your full life to them, but I'm saying that it should mean something, so that you should at least look at that and then give it a level of reverence, a level of honor, a level of like something. Yeah, but
I don't think I ever said it don't mean nothing. I said those people are the gateway for you to come onto earth. That don't mean that is not an easy feat.
Of
that's
I
it.
don't
course.
think that don't mean nothing.
Yeah, because without them,
That
you wouldn't be alive.
exactly.
So
You
what
wouldn't
does that mean
exist.
in terms of actions, like we're talking about? So the gateway all of a sudden is wishing you evil.
But
What you
but
do?
but the thing is, anyone could do that though.
Exactly. That's my point. That's my point, that anybody could do that. So if you say that blood is what, anybody can wish you. Let me tell you, you can have a good friend. We both know, like, friends who have stabbed each other in the back so much, like
All
so
right.
much that that this phrase is even misquoted to cater for those things.
Right.
So does that mean that, like, okay, I guess, like, now you got to put all the full trust in your mom and your family like that, or what does that mean?
No,
Listen, I get what you okay, okay, but DK, go ahead, my bad.
for me, I think
Maybe you got you back.
Yeah,
Fantastic.
sorry, it's my laptop it died. So,
Okay,
but I
okay,
had
okay.
a
But
point to share on.
feel go ahead, go ahead.
Okay, so I've been listening to all that you guys are saying, and then you made a point where you said like we should stop saying that families
No, 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 no.
like
I think we stop. So we should understand that code.
oh we should understand.
Yeah,
Okay, so this is what I think, right? Um, my
yeah.
father passed away last year,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yes.
this is a family like um story. Even though my father were blood with her sisters, but they were not really that tight, so, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were kind of
Mm-hmm.
like conflict in between them here and there, just because my dad came to marry on my mom's side, where my mom is a fancy
True.
and my dad is a santi. So whatever property
Mm.
that my dad makes, it actually goes to my mom because that's how the tribe works. So it's not
Right.
everyone from your family. that actually
He's wishing for your
likes your
success.
wish for the best for you. So you got to trade careful about even when you're sharing your information. I feel like sometimes we overshare too much with people who really don't care about us, or they don't care about our future, but they just want to know what's going on
I,
in our life. So it's better to protect your vision and your dream, and then
yeah,
just hand them over to God to help you, so that when you come out now, whatever plan that they had towards you cannot work now. But when you share it to them now, they know your plan, they know where you're heading towards to, and they know what they can do to go against you. Yeah. So
and that's why that quote goes, blood of the covenant is much thicker than water of the womb. No, basically, no, you cannot just be like, because they're family, I
mhm.
can just put my whole trust in them. In this, so basically, no, in each and every single context, there's a wisdom proverb for each and every single scenario. Basically, saying that you just can't trust everybody, right? You
Thank you.
gotta know.
That's what I want you to hear. That's what I
Exactly.
want to hear. You can't trust.
Not,
You
Exactly.
not,
just put
not,
trust
we're
in
talking about this story.
all
We're not talking
human
about
beings.
everybody.
You see, the
The
thing is,
story, though.
saying that you can't trust anyone is also kind of heavy, though. But I feel like you just got to be cautious about
Yeah,
everyone.
Who you render trust to.
Exactly. You just got to be cautious because even
I don't know. Go ahead.
anyone could do that to you. Like,
That's true.
because you really don't know what's going on in their mind. You really don't know what other people are feeding into them. Like,
That's true.
so if someone is corrupting and changing their mind about you and telling them that they can do this to you and take this away from you, you have no idea.
Yeah,
Sometimes you just got to live in expectation that anyone can do anything. Like,
I
that's
agree.
just be like,
I
hey,
100%
uh,
agree too.
and just be careful about it. Like you said, just got to be cautious because the person that you chose to spend life with could do you dirty. The other people
And
that
that's
God also put in your life, or that God put you in their life because God put you in your parents' life. I believe God put you in your parents' life for a reason. Like, you could have been anyone's kid, but why did you end up with your parents, right? I feel like,
with some parents who are gunning for your death, like saying that they're
I believe God gives us those parents for a reason. And if
that's a wild.
Have you heard of
but
the phrase "trust all but cut the cards"? I think
no, I've not.
is a phrase. Is a phrase. What's the name? It's like a quote: "Trust all but cut the cards," which is saying like have good intentions for everybody. Like have that, but that doesn't mean you should also not take precautions. Like take the necessary precautions so
Right.
that you can make decisions that won't come back and be like, like yeah, nephew's like sitting there, be like, man, uncle is here. I thought you were dying. Right?
I think I was gonna
That's wild.
by my own experience, what I've experienced in my life. I'm someone I love people a lot. I just love to show genuine love to everyone who comes around me and stuff. But now I've
Mhm.
been very eye open just because of some of the experiences I faced from people and some people
So you
that
want?
I have a
Who
yeah,
else
question
you,
after
bro?
that.
Who else
I have a question after that.
some people that I've kind of like I put my trust in them that oh these people there are people like I feel like I support them, they support me, but I
Yeah,
didn't even know that some people actually me like supporting them, they feel like they're in a competition with me with what I'm doing with them.
goodness gracious.
So it made me skeptical
That one,
about
that's
people.
kind of pain, my boy.
Hmm.
No.
Listen,
Like I have a question though, but my thing is just that
Hmm.
if if we, I feel like when it comes to the issues of trust, these things, and this is my own theory, and then and I want to hear what you guys think about it,
Hmm.
especially when it comes to issues of trust. I genuinely believe that, when somebody trusts somebody and it doesn't go well, then we are like, oh, I had an eye opener. And then now I need to, like, but when somebody trusts somebody and it goes good, you never hear, I had an eye opener. Like,
mm,
now it has opened
no,
my
man.
eyes, you never hear that. Let's say like you trusted somebody and score you big. You never hear people saying, oh, now I trust more, or whatsoever.
It goes on the principle of once bitten, twice shy
Yeah,
kind of thing.
that's my thing. I feel like, okay, so my point is this, that the time that it went good, was it not an eye opener, or it's just the bad one, or the pain that
That's a very
that's what
good
it kind of takes me to say, that we need to understand that every decision we make might come well and bad, and be able to make
point.
peace with it, that okay, or well, at least that's how I live my life. Like if I'm trusting you with my information, I'm not coming to look back. I'm making sure that okay, this information I'm giving to you, I may not come. I'm not gonna come back and look back and be like, I regret looking back. You know, I regret giving you the, especially when I know it bites me very, very, or it beats me
Brother,
very, very deep.
brother, picture this. You're a football fan, yeah. So I'm gonna put it in that analogy.
Eh,
So there's two teams. Let's say Barcelona versus Chelsea,
yeah,
right?
man.
And now this is one.
Hey,
This is one of those.
Barcelona better be on the winning side. Just saying, continue your saying.
Now, hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is one of those games that everything's riding on this. Let's say, for example, I know you're not a gambling man,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
for this
yeah,
time,
man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
but there's something on this game.
Mm-hmm.
Now that one player makes a good shot right from the, like, let's say from that what's where they started the game. What was
The
that?
center.
The center,
Uh-huh.
the center of the field, no,
Mhm.
and he makes a good shot, right, and it goes right into the goalpost. Everybody's jubilates, right? Yo, this guy is amazing, like amazing soccer player right here. Now imagine if this same dude made that shot and he missed. How many people do you think will hate on him and say that he's the worst player they ever saw?
If they lose the game, a lot of people are gonna say that.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So that when it comes to the level of trust, and it's all on how bad did it go down.
So the
So it's
outcome.
like the outcome is
Mhm.
that if I put my trust in you to show up and you didn't show up now, it's like, okay, I didn't really lose that much. It's all good. But if I put my trust that, hey, I bet money this guy's gonna show up, and money everything's riding on it, like something huge, right? And then you don't show up, it's like, yo, so it makes every good thing that you did just go down. Like you just
No.
got discredited.
Right.
And that person goes, I have to make a
Fact.
backup plan for this guy next time.
Fact.
And
Fact.
so the level when it comes to trust and all those things, it's all about how bad did I lose. And unfortunately, some people lose a lot and makes
Fact.
them just go back in. So for Herbie, I get where he's coming from
Yeah.
on those kinds
I
of
also understand because also the thing about trusting someone is like when you're trusting someone, you're having an expectation, right?
absolutely.
So your
Fact.
expectation is that this is what you need to do.
Yeah,
I'm trusting you that I'm not telling you that you're not going to tell anybody this, right? That's what I'm
yeah,
telling you. So my expectation is that you're not going to tell anybody, right? So
yeah,
if I tell you that thing and then you keep it as a secret, I'm not going to go be like, yeah, I have an eye opener. I may have an eye opener that I can trust you, but
yeah,
that's between you and I,
yeah.
right?
That's true.
But once you go and tell other people, then now that prevents me from telling other people because that expectation has been taken away.
Yeah,
Because I'm like,
Yeah.
as it's
Yeah.
that expectation I had, I cannot have that
Yeah.
anymore because
that's
Mm-hmm.
true.
you know. But if it's just
It's
between you
all
and
on the
the
outcome.
person keeps the secret. That way you can just be like, okay, this person I can trust this person.
When it comes to the level of trust, I mean, I know a lot of y'all be saying that I don't really trust people, and I don't even have shy away from that because it's true. But here's how I go about it. I go that I trust you to be yourself, right? So I have to really know who you are as a person and what I'm willing to say. This person right here is gonna do it because this is who I because I know him to be like that. That way
Mm.
you reduce the level of disappointment if it doesn't go well, and
Yeah.
you don't feel like I have to crown back. Like I know my brothers. I know them very well that if I put this food in this fridge, this is the guy who's gonna touch it. So when it goes
I
well,
know who touch it.
I know. I know.
I
Yeah,
know
I was about to say. I think I know who touches, but continue.
like I know
Yeah.
who right. Even if I ask, I can see because I know his character. But I think a lot of times people don't truly get a chance to study who they are working with, and also they put a certain expectation on these people. You know
Mm.
that you feel to like. I'm sorry, but some friends with me, like I'm not really that kind of outgoing dude. So some people be posting certain things on social media and expecting me to also repost it. Like a good amount of dudes, my friends who posted me on their social media, no, on my birthday, but I didn't repost it. I bet some of them probably felt a little salty by it, but I'm not that kind of dude to really be doing that kind of thing. Probably some. So, guys, if you do not know the person you're working with, you're always bound to feel like as though they're always letting you down, and that's what you gotta check first. So, final words.
No, but
Trust
I
So
also I
let's
also I also want to
okay.
say, does that work for you? Does that work for you?
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Because of that, now I mean, listen, you lose some, you win some, but I've been winning lately, so
Yeah. Yeah. No, no.
you
I
winning.
see it different. I see it different when it comes to certain things Me, my mind is this: I can't trust no human being, but I can trust the God that brings me human beings because
That's a
He's the
great
only one
thing.
that can change. So for me, yeah,
That's
you betray my trust. It kind of hits me, but then I don't think I've ever had. Oh wow, this is an eye opener, whatsoever. Either way, self-efficacy says it was also part of your decision to also give that trust to another person. So if anything, you can
that's
also hold yourself accountable to. Again, I trust God because He's the only one that can fail me. Everybody else,
that,
I know they can fail me. So
exactly.
yeah, anybody does anything, I'm like, yeah, we are human. Like
Yeah,
we are
that's
human.
true.
But
Your mom is a
that's
human. Your dad is a
some
human. Your family members are human. Your
Yeah,
uncle is a human. Like that. It was
yeah.
what's the phrase? To err is human. Like that's who we are. That's what we are.
Who we are. That's who
So
we are.
no,
Brother.
nobody should be
What were
given
we
that
trying to
trust or
say?
anything. Yeah, Herb, go ahead.
That's facts.
whatever you said,
I
it
agree.
makes sense, right? But this is something that I've also noticed. And people, okay, so let's say you meet someone and
What did I say? What
they
did
proclaim to be this
I
kind of
say?
person, right? And because of how they
Uh,
proclaim to be that person, you kind of put your trust in them. But maybe
true.
just in the public setting, or just
Hmm.
because of social media, or just because they wanna look nice in everyone's
Yeah,
face, they are proclaiming that to you. But
yeah.
right, but when in the private setting, they actually show you their true character. That is where the
Then they
most painful part is,
so they
because now you
explain them
begin
in
to know who
on
they are.
certain days, basically.
Yeah, no, like they have a different face on social
How do
media,
you know that's
and
their true character though?
because now so that's now you live with them, so now you know the actual person in person. You're beginning to see the activities
True.
they
Yeah,
do.
so what if that when they because everybody in different environments shows different things. In fact, all
That's
of
fact.
us would like to say that we stay the same throughout, or that's actually not true.
Oh,
It,
yeah,
depending on how where we are, oftentimes we do like foundations may be the same, but certain things will be different.
that's
So
fact.
so how do you know that that's the right one now? Or to you, that's what you have seen, that's what's most common with you.
Let me
Hey,
chime in
I
here.
just don't want to get into philosophy.
Let me
I
chime in
feel
here.
like I'm trying to
Let me,
play tricks.
I know I saw one final, but let me chime in on this one. I like this one because here's the thing though. Consistency is a thing, man. Like consistency, you can no matter the environment that you're in, no. I listen, I trust consistency much more than anything.
That's what I
If you're
wanted
in
to
a
hear, though. That's what I wanted to
if
hear.
you're in a different environment and all of a sudden you embody a different character, which kind of makes things very difficult for me to work with you. I'm sorry, but that says a lot that you're a very inconsistent human being. Right there is a character
Facts.
trait. Person is
Facts.
inconsistent. I know I'm saying like the brothers right here, man. Like most of you are very consistent in everything that you do. So it's like, no, there's no way that Caleb will be seen somewhere and then be acting as be like twerking on other women, all these kind of things. Because you know that's not what their brother does. It's not he who's getting twerked on. He's all who's twerking. You feel me, Happy? Happy, you get what I mean, right?
Oh
Yeah,
nah,
100%.
man.
That's what I'm saying. That me, right?
Bro, your
As Caleb said,
examples have been
it's not
interesting,
all the
man.
time that you're gonna be real, or you're gonna be the same
Yeah,
person. But me, who I am on social media is who I am in real life. I don't fake it. That's my life.
that's genuine.
Yeah,
That's genuine,
that's
bro.
Because
what you say.
I just
Somebody may say something different.
But
yeah, I know.
the thing
But
is also people.
That's them.
What
That's
if
them.
what
Let's
if
go.
what
That's
if
them. Yeah.
what if that one time that person did that thing to you was like out of the ordinary for that
Like
person?
a low moment.
Yeah, like and and then now you characterize that person because of
That's
that
true.
one moment you have with that person.
That's
You
true.
know, I
It don't
like
need
I
to
don't know.
be
I
that
just wanted
long.
to, because I feel like sometimes people make mistakes. We're not perfect human beings, right? Like, and someone could said something or did something that you saw the person just be like, man, this guy's just the way he is. Like, you
Bro,
know,
we do a good job in writing our good deeds in sand and then our bad deeds in stone. We
yeah,
do it
Hmm.
true.
hard. The
That's
facts.
what.
way that we programmed to be to survive in nature. If that this goes down all the way to biologically. For an animal to be sure they can survive, they gotta see when this person's at their worst so they can be able to know how to approach them.
Hmm.
And you
Hmm.
so when you bring them to civilization, it's just people going, that one time I trusted you, you betrayed me by doing this kind of thing. And for that, no, I don't want to. talk to you anymore.
Exactly. That's
So
why. That's why I was like the consistency. That's why I agree with the consistency, right? So if this, I see that this person's continuing making this decision every time like this, I see
I
him
mean,
doing. I
yeah,
see Caleb
yeah.
twerking on these girls 3 times in a row. At that point, it's consistent. You know.
It's so
Now,
close.
these
It's like, yo,
examples though, I'm just gonna say you guys wanna knock me from being top five, but I'm still
like,
in top five.
it's
You're
like,
still top
yo,
five. You're still top
I'm
five.
still
But
gonna get top
if it
five.
happens once in a day, once I just see him once, maybe I can be like,
Never down, never up. Top five. That's all I
yeah,
know.
you're still top five,
get us,
man.
maybe you get us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, any final remarks and then we end it.
For
I
me,
just
what
want
I'm
to say,
saying is good.
oh no, go ahead.
All I was gonna say is that yeah, just be cautious of who you trust, man, because your family can do you dirty.
Do you
Your
dirty?
significant other can do you dirty. It could be anywhere, but for me, I believe like the way I think about trust is I'm very particular about the people that I bring into my close circle. So once you're in my
Yeah,
close circle, I'm gonna trust you, right? But once you lose that trust,
it's
it's
hard. Yeah.
exactly it's gonna be and I'm always like I said, I gotta live cautiously. So I'm always in expectancy that's possible that someone can break that trust that I have for that person. So when it happens, it was gonna hurt, but hey, we move. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna say.
For me, I would
That's
just
a
say
good
that
point.
let people let people prove to you the reason why you need to trust them. So let them put in the work. Let them show why you need to trust them. And don't just the moment you meet someone you put your trust in them, because
Mhm.
if they disappoint you now, it affects the other people that come your way, because you feel like this person has hurt you. Now you have that mindset, that mind your mind is blocked, as Caleb said, because, or as Dan said, because you've seen this, you don't want to give another person like the chance, or so yeah. So let people put their trust to you.
I like that. I
Yeah, I
like
was
that.
gonna cause confusion, but I'm gonna choose peace.
All right, go ahead.
Like I said, man, hey, whoever the nephew is, just go say sorry so that they can add you to the will. Just
The
go say
nephew lost his
sorry.
money, man. It's
Just go
gonna be
say
broke.
sorry so they can add you to the will, man.
It's gonna
Because
be broke.
I feel you on that. If I had Uncle Billy, I would I would be rejoicing, man. But nah, for real though, for real. It's just, I mean, the truth is this: anybody can betray a trust.
Yeah,
People that say they love so much and still, but there is a Bible verse that says that test all spirits and they are true. I feel like
yeah,
when it comes to all at the end of all of these things, yeah, family was praying and doing all sorts of things, hoping that you would go in peace and don't take certain things out of anger and then present yourself in different ways. Stay true to who you are.
right.
Forgiveness will go a long way for you than the finding ways to kind of betray or let me say come back at people. Yeah, and then there is the last thing is that there is a fallacy that they call the ad hominem fallacy, which is like whatever, which is saying is that it is what someone says and why they say it should be judged separately. So
Hmm.
whatever someone says and why they say it should be judged separately. Instead of if you can't trust someone, you should ignore them and kind of like the person's claims. So yeah, you
Yeah,
can trust the man by like what he's saying and what he is should be judged separately. He's your nephew, but like
is it like judge them by? Oh, I actually heard a site where you judge them by their intentions and not by their actions. Is
yeah,
that it?
not just by that. Yeah, I mean like judge, not just by
He's
in
saying
that
judge
way,
both the
like judge them,
intentions and the actions
but
separately.
Yeah,
separately. Yeah, separately, which is like okay, I know you love me, but like I
Why
know
do you
you're
love
also
me?
excited about getting the money. You know what I mean? Like I know you love me, but you're also excited about getting the money. So which is like yeah, judge those two things separately. So yeah,
it's still not true, bro. It's more like saying that. Listen, between money and my death, which one are you gunning for, bro? Like,
bro,
yeah,
let's put it. There is a saying that everything has a cost, right? Somebody will say
yeah,
they won't betray you, they won't betray you, they won't betray you. give them the right amount of cost, amount of money, they'll be like, all right, okay, let's put it on. Say
there was a
everything
lady
has a
who
price. So maybe
there
to
was a lady
you, you
fiance left
it was that
her.
price.
There
What?
was a lady whose fiance left her because she commented that she would leave her husband for $1 million. So the fiance divorced. So yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah,
Listen,
yeah.
listen. Let me. Last thing is that listen, man. Trust people to be themselves, and no, trust it when you see it. That's all, man. Say that. Don't be naive. Look both ways before you cross the street. Don't just be walking down and be like, "Yeah, I trust you. I trust you, man." Make sure your eyes are open. You taking notes of everything and knowing who you can really trust and who you can't. Because family, friends, strangers, everyone can get you, man. But I still stand on that statement. Blood covenant is much thicker than water in the womb. Depends on your situation. Have a good night, people. This is the African Wise Food Podcast.
We out,
Thank you all
bro.
for joining out.
We out. We out.
Peace. B, thanks for
God
joining us,
bless
man.
you, man.
Amen. Amen. Let me.
Subscribe, share, like, comment.
How do you stop it?